Can you imagine this being your office and going to work today? Can be a tough day at the office, and it can be absolutely a day of your career. Joan Duru, Hisonome Botero, Marco Giorgi, and Sonny Garcia himself still surfing in the lineup, the winningest surfer in the Vans Triple Crown. The 45-year young surfer comes in at 132 in the rankings, past world champion invitee into this event. And up against a couple of goofy footers in Joan Duru and Hisonome Botero and Marco Giorgi. He put on quite a show yesterday.
He's going to have to do the pal around. So Sonny, he had to give it a go. That wave was good, but it was just further over towards the channel is where it stayed open.
Botero, now this is his second wave. He stood up for a second, got a minor score. Beautiful turn off the top. Drops in deep. This is right in front of the judges over at the bowl. There's the slab. It breaks really hard, sometimes a barrel, then it backs off into the deep channel.
Hisonome trying to stay aggressive, whipping a nice backhand snap in the pocket, but that longer board got the best of him there.
And it is Marco Giorgi with first priority, and he's going to take this right now. And again, looking like the Samurai Warrior. Big, powerful legs. Makes the whitewater drop in and gets his speed going and looks down the line, redirects. Big, juicy turn. Double pump on the bottom turn. A lot of warble to this wave, and it takes him down. What looks to be good was far from good. It changed in a matter of 1 second.
He just needed to finish that wave off. He ripped in. His second maneuver was really nice. Strong carve for Marco. But, I give him credit. He went for a big maneuver, kind of threw the caution into the wind there on that last maneuver on the inside bowl. But again, that backwash took care of him.
Marco Giorgi, he seems to be right at home here at Sunset Beach.
Yeah.
Here's what happened.
Very smart surfer. So a nice opening wrap here. Again, just trying to handle Sunset Beach is a big deal. Trying to navigate, kind of playing cat and mouse at those big sets. Much more consistent today. And so, it is a challenge to kind of avoid the big whitewashes on the head and then duck back in on the reef and grab those medium-sized waves. Give Marco credit. He's kind of been handling it, and so far he's picked off the best 2 scores.
19-year-old out of Pavones, Costa Rica. And was that Tanner Hendrickson?
Couldn't tell who was
somebody. He's got a caddy for him, and it's so key to have that equipment. Out the back, Joan Duru, the goofy footer. And Andres France does a big, critical hit off the top. And another one, really amazing moves right there, seeing the power of Sunset Beach.
Wow.
And he's manhandling that wave, needing a 0.89 at this stage.
You're not going to see a lot of off the lips today. Anyone kind of hitting the lip today, that's rare because it's so powerful. And a lot of times, once you hit the lip, the wave is just going to kind of flick you out to the flats. It's really tough to kind of handle it. You get too much projection. But so that's going to be heavily rewarded for Joan Duru. The judge is going to light up on this one. Cut back to start. And right there, that was no joke. That was a very large wave, and he tags the lip not once, but twice. So this should be an excellent score, which means 8 points or higher. That's correct, yeah. And so there's a kind of a deep trench between us and Val's for the surface out in the water, and that's what creates it.
Well, let's take a look at the goofy footer who's been the business. Wave number 5, Hisonome Botero. Botero's got a beautiful inside wave, and boy, he had the opportunity to tuck in. I don't know if he would have been clamped shut if he went for the barrel, but he is trying to better in a scoreline of .93. At this point, he needs a 6.54. Why? Because Joan Duru's wave, a 6.50. So we got a couple of keeper scores on the board. Marco Giorgi with 5 and a 4, and Joan Duru with the 6.5. So now the ball's in the court of Sonny Garcia at Sunset Beach. Is this the one he wants? He looks like it might morph to a good inside wave. Sonny with the late takeoff. He's up and running. The 45-year-old from Waianae now living here in Sunset Beach. Will it take shape? Yes. It now comes to the inside. He's got a Huntington Hop of all things. GoPro on it. Here comes the barrel section. Here comes Sonny Garcia. Tucks in and cannot make it out. The crowd was on their feet.
Well, that's the reason why he was kind of hopping around there. He saw that inside bowl kind of flaring up, so he knew what he wanted to get done, which is obviously getting a little barrel there. But again, Sunset doesn't really stay open for very long. Once it kind of opens up, you got to really time that doggy door exit kind of out the front door and sneak out. And he just almost pulled it off, but that lip hit the deck of his board. So here you can see he likes that double up. You can see that swell starting to hit the reef. So that's what he wants to get to. He's trying to get over there. Now watch as he's coming out of the barrel, the lip will hit the deck of his board right there. And that's what made his board kind of bounce back up into him and knocked him off.
So he's warmed up, ready to go. That wave didn't quite work out for him. Sonny Garcia gets a 1.50, so he's still in fourth. Well, your leader is still Marco Giorgi trying to chase him down, and he's Hisonome Bottero. Bottero takes a pretty tough fall. When you see falls like that, you think about broken eardrums and little neck problems.
Yeah, you know, smack the water. Sometimes if your ear is facing down at the water, you can break your eardrum. It's a very common injury here, especially at Sunset Beach. But I love that Hisonome is not holding back. You know, he's trying to rip a big old turn in a pocket, but it's tough to get out of that transition. Now watch as his board gets stuck in the pocket of the wave. It's a long surfboard. Right here, he's just trying to pull that nose up, and it poked. So, you know, again, he's going to get heavily rewarded if he can pull that off, but that's what makes that maneuver so tough, to fit that long surfboard in that tight transition.
Need a little bit more speed. It took him right up the face. These waves are really jacking up. There's 3 minutes, 15 seconds remaining, and we hope he's okay. We're going to keep an eye on Sonny that comes to the inside. So the battle for the transfer spot, Hisonome Bottero needs a 5.81. But this is your leader, his third wave, so selective. Marco Giorgi, and Giorgi with some beautiful turns, just putting it on rail. And another nice top turn. He is just in rhythm. This is his third event ever at Sunset Beach. And he looks like he owns the place.
That was so smooth. He's making it look easy.
It really is.
That is not common to have someone, you know, kind of travel from overseas and just own this lineup. So Marco, you know, he's already in first place. He is going to strengthen that lead. And here he is again right here. Again, we talked about how this is a big fella. That is a real solid turn for, you know, a huge wave at Sunset Beach. You know, so if you can look like you're in control, you're not getting bumped around, you know, in these kind of crazy wonky waves, that is huge. That shows the judges that you are in control, and I kind of like that to be his biggest score so far.
Let's talk about how difficult to get in this event. He was in it in 2009 and 2010, so it's been a while to re-qualify.
Now, what did Sonny do? It was during our recap. He caught a quick wave. Let's see if somehow he got injured. His GoPro's gone, so I'm not sure if that happened on the wave prior. You know, it just looked like he was a little ginger, so we'll have to wait and see what he says. You know, it's possible that he hurt himself.
Marco Giorgi gets a 7.83 on just precise surfing, wave selection. And he is probably so happy he's back in the Triple Crown, because you've got to earn a spot. You're not everybody's invited into this event.
The money's getting higher. So he's going to be psyched. And here we go, Joan Duru trying to protect that second place.
Big, high, late takeoff. Now he drops in. Joan Duru trying to better this 2.37. Turns like that will do it easily. Negotiates a foamy wave and a heavy double up section and some more bounce. Goes for the big Rio off the top of that closeout section. Joan Duru trying to better a 2.37. Probably has done that. It's going to make Hisonome Bottero's job a little bit tougher. Bottero with 30 seconds on the clock does have first priority. We're taking a look at our surfer in white, trying to find him in the lineup. Sonny has made his way just about to the beach.
There's Hisonome.
Hisonome Bottero. Is it going to be a buzzer beater? At this point, he needs a 5.81, but we think it could be more. And a beautiful wave for him. Nice hook underneath the lip, into the shallow section, the slab, and then into the channel. Done deal for him. I think Joan Duru's probably up the ante and bettered his 2.37. So it looks like we might see Marco Giorgi and Joan Duru advancing through in this round number 2, heat number 7. What do you think?
I would think so, because Joan Duru is going to get at least a 5-pointer, if not higher, and that's going to up the ante a big time for Hisonome. He's going to need somewhere in the 9 mark. Of course, these are all my guesses, so we'll have to see what the judges say, but it's looking really good for Joan.
So a pretty big score coming through for Joan Duru, and a solid score for Bottero as well. Right now, let's check in with Todd Clyde on the beach. Todd, what's up?
Yeah, thanks, Dave. I came down to see what was up with Sonny, if he was okay, and he went walking by. He spoke quickly with Pete Hodgson from GoPro. I didn't actually make out what he said. He came walking by me. I've known Sonny for a long time. I said, "Sonny, you all right?" He just kind of looked at me, and obviously, I think it's more of a frustration thing right now. You saw him get caught inside pretty early in that heat. I think it took a lot out of him, but it didn't. He didn't seem like he had any physical ailments or any accidents or anything like that. I think it was just a bit of frustration there, unfortunately, from Sonny Garcia.